Number 6. Yeah.
Number 6 takes risks, share what they can push your peers.
Awesome. Okay. First question for you. Who is the most impressive teenager that you know? Someone that's accomplished a lot at a young age. Talk to your table. Why?
She's not a teenager. She was. She's done a lot. She was. They're not teenagers anymore. Okay, I'm not bad at this. All right.
Bring it back to me in 3, 2, 1. Who's the most impressive teenager that you know?
Me and Johanna's cousin.
Why?
Because we went to college at an early age.
Who's the most impressive teenager that you know?
My cousin Devon,
Why?
because he accomplished a lot and he went to high school at the age of 10.
Try this.
Wow.
He went to high school at the age of 10.
Impressive.
What?
On this screen here is one of the most. On this screen here is one of the most impressive teenagers I know. His name's Malcolm London. He's an educator, an activist, a poet, a current college student in Chicago. Today we're going to closely read one really tough poem that he wrote when he was just a few years older than you. Before we dig in though, it's really tough. So stretch out your right arm a little bit. I know you're supposed to be in gym, this will be even harder to work out. Stretch out your right arm. Stretch out your left arm a little bit. Alright, maybe up over here. Alright, the other one. Okay. We're going to watch this young man deliver his poem to a crowd of hundreds of people. He's 17.
17.
One big question for us today for this poem. Can you read it loudly from the board for us? So active, yep.
What is the central message of London's poem and how does he convey that message? Use at least 2 details from the text to support your argument.
How many parts is this question right here? You can just show me with your fingers. Yeah. Oh, I know that a few people know. How many parts is this question right here? What are the 2 parts for us?
Find the central message of the poem and how
First time you listen to this, focus on the first part. What's the central message? Annotate for what stands out to you. What's your job the first time you read this? Louder. Annotate for what? And what stands out to you. Respect towards Malcolm London, about to perform in front of a couple hundred people, this really tough poem. Can you hit the lights for us, please? Closest to the door. Thank you so much. Up. Malcolm London. Thanks for your patience. Here we go.
7:45 a.m. I open the doors to a building dedicated to building, yet only breaks me down. I march down hallways cleaned up after me every day by regular janitors, but I never had the decency to honor their names. Lockers left open like teenage boys' mouths when teenage girls wear clothes that covers their insecurities but exposes everything else. Masculinity mimicked by men who grew up with no fathers. Camouflage worn by bullies who are dangerously armed but need hugs. Teachers pay less than what it costs them to be here. Oceans of adolescents come here to receive lessons but never learn to swim. Part like the Red Sea when the bell rings. This is a training ground. My high school in Chicago, diverse and segregated on purpose. Social lines are barbed wire. Labels like regulars and honors resonate. I am an honors, but go home with regular students who are soldiers in territory that owns them. This is a training ground to sort out the regulars from the honors, a recurring cycle built to recycle the trash of this system. Trained at a young age to capitalize, letters taught. Now the capitalism raises you, but you have to step on someone else to get there. This is a training ground where one group is taught to lead and the other is made to follow. No wonder so many of my people spit bars, because the truth is hard to swallow. The need for degrees has left so many people frozen. Homework is stressful. But when you go home every day and your home is work, you don't want to pick up any assignments. Reading textbooks is stressful, but reading does not matter when you feel your story is already written, either dead or getting booked. Taking tests is stressful. But bubbling in a Scantron does not stop bullets from bursting. I hear education systems are failing, but I believe they're succeeding in what they're built to do, to train you, to keep you on track, to track down an American dream that has failed so many of us all.
Flip your page, write your name on it. Ooh, if you already didn't write your name on the top, flip the page, answer number 1. Flip the page, answer number 1. You're writing independently for 2 minutes. Just number 1. What is the central message? Started right away, writing right away. What comes to mind? This whole table, pencil, paper is taken earnest. Another minute to write. Is it start writing? Okay. Take another 20 seconds to write to finish that last thought. Bring your attention back to the board. In 3, it's okay if you didn't finish your thought. Bring your attention back to the board in 3, 2, 1. I'll read it loudly if you can't see it. Can you see it from there?
Nope.
The central message of school is you have to work hard to win what you want. You have to work hard to win what you want. Can agree? Who agrees? What do you think of this one? The central message is that schools are doing what they do, but it still continues to break down people, even if what they do is to try to build you up. Do you more agree with one, the first message I read? I'll read it one more time. To work hard to win what you want? Or two, school actually continues to break down people, even if what they do is try to build you up? What do you agree with more? You have to vote. You have to take a side here. One or two? Everyone, show me. Okay, hands down. We're going to read a couple stanzas together, break it down just a little further together, and then I'm going to let you off on your own with the people at your table. I'm going to read expressively. I want you to read as expressively as me when it's time for you to do it with your partners. Follow along with me. Stanza 1. At 7:45 a.m., I open the doors to a building dedicated to building, yet only breaks me down. How does the speaker feel in this first line? Write 1, 2 words in the margin. Go. How does the speaker feel in this first line? 1 or 2 words in the margin. Go. Isaiah, what's your margin up?
Schools claim to help us, but they just break us down and make us feel bad about ourselves.
Agree, disagree. Agree, disagree. Let's keep reading. I march down hallways cleaned up after me every day by regular janitors, but I never have the decency to honor their names. Lockers left open like teenage boys' mouths when teenage girls wear clothes that cover their insecurities, but exposes everything else. Masculinity mimicked or mocked by men who grew up with no fathers. Camouflage worn by bullies who are dangerously armed, but need hugs. Pay close attention to this next stanza. Teachers paid less than what it cost them to be here. Oceans of adolescents. Adolescents are like teenagers. Circle it if you don't know it. Oceans of adolescents come here to receive lessons, but never learn to swim. Part like the Red Sea when the bell rings. Answer challenge 2, parts A and B, on your own. What's the central message of stanza 3? How does the author convey that message? This is good warm-up work for our big question. What's the central message? How does the author convey it? Look at this. What about the second and third lines of the stanza? Got that across. So if you want to separate the poem off of this so it's easier to go back and forth, I would recommend it. You can tear the poem off. Tear the poem off. I found 3 examples of poetic devices on how the author gets this across, the speaker gets this across. Metaphors, similes, exaggeration. Look for those. You got the message right? What you told me. You're on the second part of question 2 if you're pacing yourself well now. 2B. 2B. Answer A and B. This part right here, but keep going. How do you know that? Voila. Dig in.